Hey, Aiden here. I want to talk to you today about 365 day prospecting. We're 24/7, 365 prospecting. So, what I want to kind of paint a picture of the average person, salesperson, business owner, whether or not it's even a B2C business to customer or B2B business to business person. Let's take the average call as an example. Using a B2B, but you can use a B2B example as well. So you're out there and you're making a call. You walk into a facility to find out who you talk to sell your products or services to, assuming you're using the old traditional cold calling method, which a lot of people still do. So you walk into that account and they say, sorry, we're happy with our present supplier. And what has happened a lot in the past with the people I've worked with and what I used to do years ago was I'd make a cold call. They would tell me, you would talk to Tom, Peter, Dick, or Harry, and you would get their business card. And they would say, I'm really happy with whom I am with right now. And so you take that stack of business cards and you would put it on your desk. And you would maybe put 2 or 3 of the cards at the very top of accounts that you really wanted to try to go after. And you'll call them again in 2 or 3 months or 6 months from now when they might be ready, or maybe they'll have an issue at that time. Well, that's really an old school way of doing things. And I'm not going to talk about social selling right now. I'm just going to talk about having a prospecting system, a 24/7, 365 system, or an automated system. So I just want you, before we get into that, to kind of think of the cost associated with it. If you take the average person, let's just say for easy math, they're $50,000 a year. And there are roughly 250 working days per year. So that means that your cost, or you're getting, or whatever, however you want to look at it, you're getting $200 a day or $25 an hour over 250 days is a $50,000 a year. If you take 1 hour a day and you're walking into an account and you're saying, I want to meet with you, or I want to sell you something, they say, I'm happy with who I am, who I'm with right now. If you do that 3 times a day, so 3 calls in a day, let's say, and that's an hour, that's easy math. You will have spent 12.5% of your time in a year of that $50,000, or you'll have spent $6,250 a year of that $50,000 a year that you're getting, going knocking on a door, someone saying, I'm happy with who I have, and you taking those business cards and adding them up onto your desk until you go calling them again. So what I'm suggesting is there is a lot better way with technology. And in fact, you can do it for free with things like MailChimp or what have you. So here's what I found works really well. Now, before I get into that, let's just backtrack for a sec. 3 calls a day, so that's 3 people a day, times 250 working days a year. That's 750 cold calls a year, let's say. Okay, so 750 people, assuming they all say no, I'm not interested, I'm happy with who I have. You have 750 business cards on your desk, and that has cost you $6,200. Because they person says 50 emails going to go out over the year, instead of doing nothing with those business cards, and if only 10 people, 10% accept, that's 75 new accounts that they're not doing business with you, but they've said, yes, email me. And so you're emailing them once a week, once a month on your information, not how to sell them, but how to educate them. What I have found is that when that person's not happy, when they do have an issue, they have been getting your emails on a regular basis, and you haven't been selling them, you've been educating them. And more are interested in doing business with you, or interested in your content, look at you as an expert. After that, there's a lot of different programs you can do to actually maximize that. You can have something called Infusionsoft, Green Rope. I'm trying to think of the other one, Active Campaign. What they'll do is they will score people. So what that means is when you send someone an email, you put a mathematical equation on there. So 1 point or 2 points or 3 points. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. The math all adds up. So if you send me that email and I open it, you give me a point. But if I forwarded it to 3 of my friends, let's say, then I get 4 points or 5 points. What happens is these systems, it's called lead score. The link you've sent, or click the link, or downloaded the paper, whatever it is, they have a mathematical score equated to them. So when you call them, you know they know who you are, you know they've been reading your reports, you know they've been forwarding your emails, or whatever it is, you know that there's interest. And so you've then taken now that warm or that cold call and made it into a warm call. It might be 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. It all varies on how much content you send. But what happens is you've lead scored and you have all these people that know who you are. So for myself, as an example, I have like 2,000, 3,000 email addresses, and there's about 250 to 300 people that have scores of about 1,400 to 1,500 points. And there's people that have scores of 0. So the people that have scores of 0, why would I call them? They don't care about me. They're not interested in anything I have to say. They don't read my emails. They don't open them, and they've probably just been too lazy to just unsubscribe. But the other ones know who I am. They're reading my stuff, so they're more interested and more likely for me to call on them. And it's cost me nothing, except I walked in that one time and got their business card. So anyhow, hope that's of value. It's so you attract customers, and then once you attract them, whether or not that's advertising or walking in the door, you got to capture them, and you got to be able to email them and capture them and give them content on a regular basis in order to have a relationship. Kind of like dating. You don't just ask someone to go for a date. You talk a little bit first, and then you ask them out on a date. So same type of thing. Anyhow, hope this has been of value. If you like it, please like the video, share it with your friends. See you tomorrow. Adon.